Hello, Marco J. Apparition 08 Guppy Force. Woo! I'm so glad to be back. Every time after the break day, it's like, I really want to play more Fata Morgana. Oh my god, last time. Of course, bad things have to happen because this is fucking Fata Morgana. None of the stories can end happily. There has to be something tragic. And like we have the adorable Giselle and like Michel, who's like a softie on the inside, and like Hello PDI, and it's just he was defending her and tiny fucking drop of his blood got on her, so now she's gonna fucking die. Of course. This is 28 days later bullshit rules apply to his freaking body sometimes, which leads me to believe, Michel, you could like totally make weapons out of your fucking blood, like just dip like the tiny bit of it and like cheers. He could be so badass, but he doesn't want to kill people because he's just a sweetie inside. But I bet if Giselle dies, and if somebody kills Giselle rather than her dying from his poison or something, he's gonna go super beast mode, just like Yukimasa. So that's just my prediction, because I think that the hello Nagels, I think that the villager, that hobo who attacked Giselle may have made it back to the village, or they found his dead body, and like they're gonna assume Michel is dangerous. Oh god. I'm just I'm on pins and needles. You know what? Let's get back into it. Oh boy. Michel is going to be heartbroken over what happened to her. The collapse of their happiness came slowly, gradually. Perhaps it was because she had touched his blood instead of his skin. Oh, hold on, my volume needs to be set. But the deterioration of the white-haired girl's health crept along at a relaxed pace. Oh god, that's even worse in some ways. The life was not sucked out of her in the blink of an eye, as it had been from the bandit. She merely grew progressively less and less healthy. Amidst her physical decay, she was bestowed with one blessing. Her beauty remained untouched. Oh, wow, well, maybe that's... But as far as blessings went, surely there were others she could have been granted. Could God not have picked something a little better for her? I think God fucking hates her. By the time the two of them realized what was happening, it was already too late. The white-haired girl had grown so weak, she could hardly leave her bed. Yes. Oh, you're there. I am. Thank goodness. I can't see very well anymore. Oh, God. And the worst part about it is he doesn't even know how it happened. He's probably going to think he touched her in some way. Accidentally. Or like, maybe subconsciously. Hello, April Umi. Welcome to the stream. There's the fucking train in the background. Jeez. How could this happen? I thought I had saved you. But no, I did the exact opposite. Oh yeah, that's right, we gotta check the backlog. Yep, no, nothing so far. Please, don't talk that way. You did save me that day. Oh, God. But you're on the cusp of death now, and it's all my fault. Because of this curse I bear. How? How could this happen? Why? Why did this have to happen? What am I? Why was I given this body? Michel, can I, ask you a favor? Go ahead. Stay with me, please. As much as you can, until the very end. I was going to do as much anyway. Thank you. I'm happy, Michel. Happier than I have ever been. And I mean that. You didn't just save my life. You saved me. I've been saved. But only me. I wonder how I'll handle things when I'm gone. If I only I hadn't opened the door that day, I wouldn't be leaving him all alone. Oh my God, she loves him so much, she's not even thinking about her own death. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. And we could be happy together for even longer. Yes. Would you please hold my hand? Oh God, I knew this was gonna happen! I think it's probably safe now. I will not. I could not touch you. If I do, I might take what remains of your life. Take your beauty away and force you to die hideous. I could not touch you. Hello, Void Dweller. Welcome to the stream. Oh God! Okay, glitching. More glitching. Okay, so I bet that means we have a glitch in the Matrix here. Oh God. Here we go. More stuff from W.D. Gaster here. Dark. 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 It's dark. How long has it been dark here? How long have I been in the darkness? It's so cold here, freezing. Where could she have gone? Where could she, Giselle, yes. Her smile shines so bright it can cast away the darkness. I must take her hand. She's been calling for me for so long. Take her hand? But I'm cursed. That would kill her. No. No. This is all a lie. Hello, David Loman and Wait Reiko Ralph. Welcome to the stream. Oh my God. What is going on? How is this story fake? Hello, Lambda Delta. Welcome to the stream. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is all a lie. Wait a minute. So I'm gonna be hopeful for a second and take this to mean Morgana is lying to Michel. And that this did not end sadly, but in fact ended happily. And Morgana is just trying to push him into the realms of despair. Or maybe another interpretation is that it could be even worse than what's going on. Like, it could be like they actually had a horrible relationship in some way. Maybe, like, he was obsessed with her somehow. Because he certainly didn't hate her, based on how he's talking about her here. I'm pretty sure this is Michel. And I think Michel is probably the master. So I think that was probably the last, that might have been the last one of these glitches here. Oh dear, it her. Yep, oh god. Yep, people are coming with torches. Michel, if you are gonna have any kind of catharsis here, please just go beast mode on these people. On his way back from the washroom several days later, Michel heard muffled voices. He got it? Ill and good. Oh, I knew it! People are coming to kill him. He was having trouble making out what they were saying, but he could tell if it was several men and they were outside the front door. The fact that he could hear them at all through the heavy door meant they were probably shouting quite loudly. An indescribable sense of uneasiness came over him. Dread. He drew nearer to the door and focused on the voices on the other side. They grew clearer, enough for him to make out what the men were saying.
Everything's in place. We're ready to kill this witch now. It's definitely the place. That half-dead bandit said she was in this mansion.
God damn it! They think they think Giselle is the witch.
It's no matter what we find in there, we kill it. Could be a child for all I care. That doesn't change anything.
Kill the witch.
Kill the witch! Kill the witch! Kill the witch!
Oh, God. What he heard beyond the door was a group of men shouting for the death of the witch. In that moment, Michel regretted his decision to let the bandit go free. Exactly! And not watch over him until the moment of his demise. I fucking called it! He must have made his way down to the village in search of help. Reveal what he had found at the mansion. Damn it! But it was too late. Regret would solve nothing. He could neither stop the villagers from raiding the house, nor could he stop the white-haired girl from dying to the effects of his curse. He was helpless to do anything. The gears of his fate had locked him onto a path of tragedy, and were turning mercilessly onward. The men had begun trying to break down the door with what sounded like a battering ram. While the first strike was not enough to breach the barrier, it was still quite powerful. He was certain it would not hold for long. Michel's mind raced. Was there anything he could do about this predicament? How could he escape from the corner he had been backed into? Despite his possessing inhuman powers, he would be powerless against a full mob of adult men. I'm telling you, you gotta make blood weapons here. The villagers almost certainly came armed as well. Michel. A weak voice came from behind him. Aghast, he spun around to find the white-haired girl stumbling towards him. She breathed heavily, leaning against columns for support. What are you doing out here? You're only worsening your condition by exerting yourself. I had a sinking feeling, and I heard noises on my way here. It seems that I have brought all of my misfortune upon you. Oh God, no! Don't say that. No! If I hadn't come here, this never would have happened. You never would have been in any danger. Please, Michel, hand me over to the men outside. Absolutely not. I will do no such thing. They're here for the witch, aren't they? I'm guessing they're the same people who were chasing me before. The village had a poor harvest this year, I hear. Like the village in the legend. And they believe it's the witch's curse.
But you're not a witch!
They need someone to fill the role, though. So please, hand me over. And then escape on your own. You better not do it, Michel.
I could never.
Please, Michel.
I'm the one who's cursed, not you! And you want me to hand you over? What would I have left then? Nothing! Not a thing! I would have nothing! After so long, I finally found someone who isn't afraid of me, who won't run. I have no interest in a world that would take you away from me, make me live alone once more. To hell with such a world.
Michel. Oh God, that's it, Michel! Come on, fight back!
Would you be willing to die with me?
I guess that makes sense since, she's slowly dying. And I think it would be too painful for either of them to die alone. It's weird, Void Dweller. They've said many times that the white-haired girl's name is Giselle. But for some reason her title hasn't updated, which is kind of making me worried. There's no more backlog? Thanks, Guppy Force. If that's what you wish, then stay with me until the very end. I probably wanted to hear that just as much as him, yep. No, not probably. I did. I want to have someone at my side as much as him. This is very interesting. We have never heard someone's thoughts before. We've heard the maid interpreting people's thoughts, but we've never heard someone's thoughts directly. Like, the master has to be either Giselle or Michel. It's one of those two. It's so lonely not having anyone. To live alone, to die alone. To not have anyone watching over you. For no one to even know you're dead. I simply wanted someone to tell me they're here for me. To be there to hold my hand. Oh God! How wonderful that would be. The sense of utter relief it would bring would be enough to cast away all the pain, to allow me to accept all of our suffering. So please, tell me you'll... Back here. Oh, this is a cool music. This actually sounds hopeful. Michel and the white-haired girl chose to spend their final moments at the top of the observation tower. They could hear the crash of the battering ram against the door, the shouts of the men, and their stomping feet. But despite all that, the ray of light shining through the little window was as beautiful as always. The room's air of serenity remained unimpeached. After the long climb to the top, the white-haired girl was terribly out of breath. Michel considered several times offering her his hand, but the possibility that doing so might rob her of her last scraps of life stayed his hand.
It sounds like they broke down the door. I'm glad we made it up here when we did.
I'm so sorry for asking this of you.
Don't be. I would have chosen here at my final moments as well. This is the one place in this mansion with any sunlight. The one place I can get a good look at you.
Thank you. There they are! Oh my god! Seriously, I think they should just go out kissing. They should just go out kissing right before they break down the door. They should just freaking kiss, like, literally, like it was the last thing they'll ever do in their lives. I'm truly glad that I was able to end up here. That I was able to meet you. And more than anything, that you said you cared about me. Have I managed to become an essential part of your life? Sorry, I'm just...
Do you even need to ask? I wouldn't be here otherwise. I feel the same way as you. I'm sure of it.
The two of us are probably more similar than you probably care to admit. Can I ask you one more thing?
Go on.
Would you... Yes! Please! Would you embrace me?
If this is to be the end, if this is to be my last chance, then I don't want it to end without having been able to touch you.
Please. Don't refuse me this, Michel. Just do it, please.
I won't keep you waiting long.
Yes! Oh, thank God! Thank God! Thank you.
The truth is, I always wanted this. I dreamed of being able to hold you.
I dreamed of it too. Thank you. I'm so very... God.
She is still so beautiful. What a cruel joke. Could you not have given us some other miracle? One that would allow us both to survive?
Where are you? Where'd you get off to? I can't find her, damn it!
Hey, there's some stairs over here. They lead up.
Beneath the single ray of light, the white-haired girl lay completely still. Not even a frail sigh escaped her closed lips. She remained as gorgeous as ever. It was as though she had simply fallen asleep in the sunlight. Looking down upon her, Michel determined to do one thing.
I will not allow anyone to sully this sight.
He gave a fleeting glance back at her pristine corpse, and opened the door and stepped through it alone! Yeah! Fuck him up! He would protect that room where she lay. Fuck him up!
Hey, there's someone up here!
So this is where you've been hiding, you infernal witch? Wait, that's not the girl.
Here's your worst fucking nightmare. The raucous sound of their footsteps rang out from below. Shortly thereafter, the men themselves came into view. As he had expected, they were heavily armed. He glowered at the men, then sucked in a deep breath and shouted at the top of his lungs.
I am the witch you seek. I have inherited a curse, and it is I who bring calamity upon you! You hear that? But either man or woman, it doesn't matter. That anyone who tries that is tied to the witch.
Cleanse this earth of all impurity.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
Michel did not flinch at the sight of the men. He stood unyielding between them at the door. He did not flinch when they raised their weapons against him, nor when they pierced his body.
Yeah, that's right, you motherfuckers. Get all my blood all over you.
Die, and take your cats with you!
I have no need for this life any longer! It's all yours!
Oh my god.
I am cursed to kill even that which I wish to protect. But, at the very least, I can protect one thing before my life is done. Not even one of you will leave this place. Wither and die by my curse!
The blood spilling from his skewered body flowed down the stairs, down and down like a little river, soaking the feet of every single man who had stormed the mansion. This was the last thing he saw before the final grains of life slipped between his fingers, which brought a faint smile to his lips. Hell yeah! My god, this is, even though this is tragic, this is actually the best ending we've seen yet. She's not dead? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. She was immune to his curse, or there was like a true love clause to the curse. Oh no. But then why was she dying from his blood? If that was true. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Neither of them had expected what happened next, though, for God had a most twisted sense of humor. The white-haired girl had not miraculously passed away without being robbed of her beauty. Why am I still alive? She had rather not passed away at all. Quite cruel of him, was it not? Michel? Where have you gone, Michel? God fucking damn it! What the hell? Sorry, hold on. Did the true love break the curse? And Michel didn't even realize it. Is that what happened? That's probably true, Void Dweller. Michel? I smell blood. For he had allowed her to die. For had he allowed her to die, she would not have been made to witness the scene that awaited her. No, no. And I am sure you know just what it was she laid eyes upon in that moment. His corpse. The ravaged corpse of her beloved. A torrent of blood streaming down, down, down the spiral staircase. The sickening stench it raised. No. Why? And his was not the only body. The villagers who had assaulted the mansion had been subject to his curse. There must be a true love clause in the curse or something. The life drained from their withered shells. Why did this? Michel, why? Why am I the only one still alive? This is a question I cannot answer either. Perhaps this curse did not affect those he loved, as terribly cruel as that might be. That's exactly what I just thought. I cannot say. Why? You said we would go together! A world without you has no meaning! Has she actually expended her life there in the room at the top of the tower? Perhaps this tale could have had a happy ending. She would have at least been able to have the man she loved at her side until her very last moments upon this earth. But that was not what had transpired. She had survived, been left utterly alone. I felt a profound pity for the miserable girl, so I called out to her, "Now you show up! Where the fuck have you been this entire time?" No way! No way! No! You bitch. No way! No way. I was wrong to trust her. She don't take the deal, but she's gonna do it because she's... Oh, God. This is what started her curse. Would you like to see him once more? I have the power to help you meet him again. Who's there? Who are you? You know what they call this mansion. So, who do you suppose remains on these grounds? No way. You're from the legend. You actually exist. Now, I asked you a simple question. Would you like to see him again? The witch grants people's wishes, but at a price. I said I wouldn't ask for her assistance if I met her, but that's all changed. Now that I've lost him, if it's truly possible, then yes, I want to see him. Bring him back to life. No! Regrettably, I could not directly meddle with the forces of life and death. However, I can guarantee you this. This is the start of the curse! Your reconstruction. Reconstruction? Correct. To ensure that you remain as yourself in future lives, and are not reborn as someone else, your mind and body shall be reconstructed. God damn it! Oh god, this explains everything! Oh god, no! But she's gonna curse her with eternal misfortune! Oh god. But we never saw him! The other people who fell in love with her looked nothing like him. As shall his. If you sincerely wish to reunite with one another, if you genuinely need each other in your lives, you will eventually meet again. All I can promise you is eternal reconstruction. But all the other guys look nothing like him! What you make of it is up to you. You bitch. You're casually leaving out the part that she'll never get to be with him in those lives either. They'll just meet and then tragic circumstances. God damn it. You want to see him again, don't you? You want to hear his voice again, don't you? Fuck you. Fuck you! You want to feel his hand on your cheek once more, don't you? If that's what you want, then you must remain who you are. If you're simply reborn, that wouldn't be you. So there wouldn't be any point, would there? Well, she did, David Loman, but he never showed up. Me, as I am, and he as he is. Make up your mind quickly. I will not wait long. I want to see him again! As you wish, sweet little girl. I shall grant you both eternal reconstruction. And pray with all my heart that you can attain true happiness. Fuck you. Fuck you! Oh no. But that's a complete lie! The guy was never there! He wasn't there in any of the other stories. Shortly thereafter, the white-haired girl took her own life. She decided she had nothing to gain by remaining in the present time, and then in order to reunite with Michel, she needed to make her way to the next life, and thus the mansion was left bereft of a master to travel slowly through the ages until someone came along to give it life once more. Same, Lambda.
Oh, man.
That's the end of door 4. It was so short. Oh my god. Exactly! But an unfathomable amount of time has passed, and the two halves and the two have yet to still to reunite. Have they, Master? You know now who you are, do you not? Hello, I love Fatamoru. I love it too. Welcome to the stream. You remember everything now, do you not? You bitch! I trusted you! But you're just making everyone's lives miserable for the hell of it! And that is not true. Hello, Olive. You were present in every single era. The reason for which is as I described in the previous tale. Because you yearned to be reunited with someone. But that person never showed up in any era. And poor, sweet you, having no memory of any of that. So, now, yeah, the master could still be either the white-haired girl or Michel. It's probably the white-haired girl now. I'm getting confused. I'm going back and forth between it. The master never showed up. Michel never showed up. His body was never there. You liar. Jeez. Live those lives with other men. Is it any surprise misfortune befell those eras, then? Okay, so the master is the white-haired girl. The door swung closed. But rather than outside, you and the maid were inside the dull monochrome room at the top of the observation tower. Why do you love torturing people? And you broke your fucking promise, too. The awe-inspiring ray of light shone through, not through the lone window high upon the stone wall. Wrapped in a curious, impenetrable darkness, you both stood alone in the room. The maid wore a gentle but bitterly cold smile as she looked straight at you. It is not your fault. Misfortune befell you. The only force to blame for that is fate. You were always so kind, so pure of heart. You had boundless trust for others and the goodness of people. You were the very image of all that is right. You're getting off on this, aren't you? There is no greater misfortune than someone as pure and beautiful as you, being mercilessly thrown into the grinding gears of tragedy again and again. I still pity you for everything you had to go through. You poor, poor soul. You must be utterly exhausted. Constantly betrayed, the man you were waiting for never appearing. After so long, your spirit worn down to the bone, you lost any and all awareness of who you even were. Oh my god, so then that means the voice in the backlog. That was Michel. He's trying to reach us. You lost any and all awareness of who you even were. What were you hoping to find, wandering into this illusory mansion, cut off from the real world? You and I are the only ones here. The man you seek is nowhere to be found. Oh dear, you still not figured it out? Then allow me to tell you everything. Yep! I am the cursed witch Morgana, who haunts this mansion. And you are the tragic plaything of fate, the white-haired girl named Giselle. Did my calling you master confuse you? If so, then I apologize. My habit of calling the master or mistress of the house master is quite deeply ingrained. And yes, that means precisely what you think it does. That I have accepted you as my new master. That I wish for you to remain here. To stay with me. So let us put an end to this journey. Do not worry. There is nothing to fear. We are simply going to step outside the river of time. Yeah, right! I am not going to trust a single word you say! Why would I follow you knowing that you broke your promise and put me through misery, eternally repeating lives over and over? Why the fuck would I follow you? Nothing unpleasant will ever happen to you again. I will be with you. Don't you dare use that phrase! I will be here with you for all eternity, and I will give you my utmost care. You will not have to wait for anyone. Forget about him, the man you once sought. And I am sure you shall find happiness. Please, do it for me. Why the hell would I do anything for you? I've been waiting for you for so very, very long. I've wanted nothing more than to see you again. But you were continually stolen away from me. What are you even saying? Despite my sincerest desires to spend my days with you. Which is why I wanted you to recall everything. For surely you would not willingly repeat the same fate. If you knew all of the pain it has caused you to suffer thus far. Spend eternity with me in the gentle embrace of darkness. The maid extended her hand for you. Her fingers brushing up against yours were as cold as ever, but her breath tickled your skin pleasantly, and her sweet words rang in your ears, filling you with warmth. You thought back on your time with her in the mansion. She had indeed always treated you with great compassion, and nothing she had said ever seemed to be a lie. And so you pondered. What were you to do? I'm going to save the fuck here. Oh god. Shit, oh god. I am going to leave you guys in suspense for a second. I hate to do this, but I gotta go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. What's going on? Oh god. There's gotta be some kind of twist to this. You know what? I don't believe that she's Morgana. I think she's lying. Morgana is an evil, twisted bitch who's just making everybody who just wants to see the white-haired girl suffer, while she's being nice and wants to be with her. I don't believe that she's Morgana. She's acting way too differently from how Morgana did. How she's just making her suffer. And why isn't the guy there? Oh god, this is so confusing. I just gotta go to the bathroom really quick, you guys. I'm back. Okay. Okay. You know what? I don't believe you're who you say you are. We didn't see what the witch Morgana looked like. And you have not acted at all like what she was. She was very cruel and vindictive. And that's not you. I said I was going to trust you. And I don't think you're a bad person, based on how you've acted towards me. But... and based on that whole, like, crazy meta shit going on in the backlog. Morgana's personality and her personality are very different. I don't think she's Morgana. There's still more to be done. Something seemed off. Yes! Not only with the story she had just told. With her. And with you yourself. Assuming everything she had said was the truth. Yes! Which or not, my mind is made up. Which will strike you first, I wonder? Regret or the curse? Oh, that's Michel.
Which will strike you first, I wonder? Regret or the curse?
The other two choices lead to bad endings. Oh my god. Wow, thanks, OA. Woo! Yay! I am managing to dodge these bad endings like a motherfucker. You seem to be doing just fine. This is it! This is that scene! It's only a tale.
The witch is real. Very much so. It is not a legend nor a fairy tale. The witch is me.
That's right. It wasn't the white-haired girl who would claim to be the witch. And that wasn't all. What do you mean to reclaim your old self no matter the cost? If you sincerely prepared to do that, then be wary of the tale that comes next. Any tragedy that seems to be too beautiful to be real is precisely that, a fabrication. You don't get the third choice if you didn't extend your hand into the mirror and visit the master bedroom. Oh, wow. None of your questions had been answered. You still didn't know who the painting was. What had taken place so long ago that caused the mansion to summon people to it. You didn't even know who you were, for that matter. There was still more to be done. You had to find the truth. You had to find someone. That much was certain. But was the story the maid told correct about whom? And if it was... What about her? What about the woman whose name you couldn't say? Giselle. Oh no, that's the maid. The woman who had so cheerfully called you master. Yep, there's Giselle! Oh my god! We agreed that we would live together, not just in the same house. So we got plenty of time to add more to the list. And I hope you can make your own list about me too. This is just the beginning after all. We've got a long, long time ahead of us. Plenty enough to get to know each other, no? Hell yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this! You must say her name. You must take her hand. You must make her smile once again! Hell the fuck yeah, Michel! You mustn't reclaim your old self. Oh god, this disgusting sound effect. It's dark. Dark. It's dark. It's dark again. It's dark. 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 Constantly engulfed in darkness. You threw it away every single time. I must break out of the darkness. I'll give you a world that's not cruel to you. I must escape and take her hand. Because that's the reason. Oh, I've got a wonderful idea. I came here! You can curse them with me! I must return. I must reclaim. We can think of new ways to torture them. We'll all be happier if you stay here. Just think about it. Stay here in this world. You'll be right at home. No! I did the best I could for you. Nothing more. This is not where I belong! No matter how much a world of darkness may suit me, you'll never be able to do it. I must reclaim my true self. Hell yeah! This is brilliant! Do you have any idea how terrible a decision that is? Do you have any idea why I fabricated that story? It was all for you. So stay here. Stay right where you are. The darkness suits you better. Hell no! Remember what someone told you not long ago. That you could handle the stories because they weren't your own. That you were able to bear the tragedies because they happened to others. If that had been your suffering, if the secrets you had kept buried away for so long had come out, you couldn't possibly have enjoyed it! Reclaim myself. But you're a sharp one. I'm sure you intend to keep those secrets tucked away forever. Do you really think I'm going to let you do that, though? Whatever you're trying to hide, I'll make sure your beloved hears every last detail! How foolish can you be? Despite all my encouragement, you still insist on getting your old self back! What do you have to gain from that? Nothing but filthy, ugly tragedy awaits you down this path! Don't get your hopes up, my dear. There's nothing for you there. You have nothing. I'm offering you a place by my side. You should just take it. There is no salvation for you anywhere. None at all, anywhere, from anyone, ever! She has long since lost all grip on reality. And you think there's anything you can do for her now? Despite having repeatedly failed to even regain yourself. I choose to believe. Well, I suppose if you're going to be stubborn, as much as I don't want to, I have to place a curse on your soul! That's right. The white-haired girl was never at the... What? But then what? It was a black-haired girl. Wait, what? Wait. So, wait, what? What? Wait, what? It was a brown-haired girl. What? What? I don't get what's going on. There is still a story left untold. What? The fourth door was all a lie. What do you mean? It was not some sweet little tragedy. The story you told was pure fantasy. Oh, we're getting really Umineko now. No, that was the truth. That was where it all began. Because of what happened then, you spent innumerable years lost, until you showed up here and... What? You reach out, grasping for it. You pull yourself in. Your silhouette, which has been hazy up until now, begins to take form. Your mind, your consciousness, your heart, your soul, and your body! Who? She doesn't know who you are! Who are you? The veil in your mind dissipates. A crack forms in the shell encasing you. Then another. The invisible shackles chaining your spirit fall to the floor. Reality fades in atop the indistinct, foggy world around you. Bony fingers appear before your eyes. Long hair. Your voice. No. My voice! My body! My fingers! My arms are frail and my joints are weak. But it is the white-haired girl! Oh wait, no, it's not. But despite my... Sorry, goddamn. Despite my resemblance to the white-haired girl, I am not her. This is who I am. I finally reclaimed myself. What the fuck?! You weren't waiting for the white-haired girl. You were waiting for me! And that's exactly why I came here. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Who's talking? I have always waited for the white-haired. What the fuck is going on? There was never a white-haired girl? There was only... This time I must say her name. She is Giselle. There was only... She was good after all. She's Giselle? There was only you. Oh my god, I'm sorry I lost faith in you for a bit there. Oh my god. I'm glad I figured that out in time. Oh my god, Giselle, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I am Giselle? No, I'm not Giselle. I'm a servant of the house, and I'm the witch of the cause. You are not a witch! The witch is someone else! Yes! Exactly! Hell yeah, I got it right! Yes! Alright! I guess I got it right! Why do you insist that you're the witch? What changed you so much? Probably the real witch is making her do something. There she is! Oh my god, wow, she's so pretty! Oh my god! The shadowy figure in the master bedroom, that was her! A glimpse into her past. I'm sure this is Giselle, but why is she so different? Yeah, she looks very different. What happened to the spark she used to have? Where did the light she once shone upon the world go? I have to remember. I must remember. This cannot end until I have. This is no longer a story. No, what I need to face is my past. And her heart. She was not even present in the story she made up. Then... Really? Wait. That's true! Everything about it had been changed. The past I lived and the wounds she bore were more grounded in harsh reality. So the master is Michel. Not wrapped in a film of fairy tale magic. That was the final tale. And it was all true. Hello, Aki42. Oh my god. I recognize your name. I recognize your name from something. Did you used to follow the Umineko streams for a bit? Thank you so much for coming. Oh my god. That's how it happened. It was a bittersweet story. No. How can you not see this? Yes, it was a beautiful tragedy, but was there even a scrap of humanity in it? Behind the 3 preceding doors, there had been a constant thread of ugliness and conflicting motivations. But there was hardly a trace of that behind the 4th door. The characters felt like nothing more than characters. Is that what you want to turn it into? Is that what you want our history to become? Oh, our history. But I don't... I don't remember anything. I knew it! I don't remember anything at all. You don't remember anything. No, I don't want to. I don't need a past or a future. All I have left inside me is uncertainty. Giselle. No. No, no! That is not my name. Please stop trying to confuse me. I'm fine with things the way they are. If that means I don't hurt, that's all I want. So please, just let me keep being the maid. Let me keep being a guide, not some foolish girl. Is that what she honestly desires? Does she want to cast aside her past for good? If so, then... Gonna create a save at every choice. We gotta get out of here. No matter what she says, I know I'm right. And if she doesn't reclaim her old self, I'll never get to hear her say my name again. I know I'm being selfish here, but I can't do that. If you're afraid of what you might find, we can remember together. I hadn't gotten everything back yet myself. So let's open the real door together. There are no other doors to open. The front door! But there is. One that can only be opened by our hands, because it exists between the two of us. Not a door with physical form, but the door to your heart. Oh, Michel is being so sweet! The door to... I grasp her unnaturally cold hand, a hand that long ago once had warmth. She can't lead the way, then I have to. I must pick up the pieces of our erased history, so we can both reclaim ourselves. Find the actual truth. No matter what we may uncover, I will not let go of this hand. No, I mustn't let go of it. Darkness falls all over the world around us. The floor upon which we had been standing flickers out of existence, sending us dropping into an endless abyss. This dark pit, this is her door. Her history, her heart. Let's try this one more time. It's not a sweet story by any means. A story of betrayal, anger, hatred. We caused each other pain, but that's the road we traveled. And down that road lies all the answers. Woo! Yes! The real fourth door! Oh. Oh my god, the fifth door. The real 1099ers, the year gonna flicker out too. Nope, it is 1099. Hell yeah! Woo! Oh my god, things are getting epic as shit! Oh my god, oh my god! It had been several days since I left the capital, and I could still see it when I closed my eyes. Yeah, there's definitely some sci-fi shit going on here. Absolutely. I think that was the biggest clue. That and like the glitched out screens before, which is insane because you would never imagine that in a million years. They're probably in some kind of Danganronpa simulation type thing. The people lined up at the Grand Pont, awaiting entry. eager to start a new life there, brimming with hope. It was a city people were willing to pay high taxes to live in. If you were a performer, you could get some of those costs shaved down a bit by putting those skills to use. The capital was harsh on those who wanted in, and apathetic about all who left. It was composed of a powerful nobility and clergy, wealthy merchants and bankers, and a large population of poor. And it was the city I had called home for a long time. I didn't know much about where I was heading. This is Giselle's story. The real Giselle. It's getting foggy. Looks like it might rain. Maybe we should take a little break. Where's your Sprite? You want to keep going? Oh, all right then. The coachman was frustratingly taciturn. He acted as though we got stuck transporting a prisoner. Though that was hardly a stretch. From his point of view, I was nothing more than a criminal. My prologue is officially over, eh? Even the times he would acknowledge I had said anything, he made no effort to hide the scorn in his eyes. To pretend he didn't regret ever taking this job. And I would just fall silent again. Is she a prisoner or something? The road was gradually getting narrower. We had long since left the paved city road behind, and were now traveling along a couple worn-down grooves in the forest. How did I end up here? Why was I being subjected to this? I was done thinking about it. The more I thought on it, the less fair it seemed. The more I remembered, the worse it hurt. All I could do anymore was close my eyes and weather the storm. The mansion. Deep within the dense woods, a mansion appeared before us like the world fading into view after a dream. It didn't seem to be an especially large house, but it had been obviously constructed with a great deal of care, and it was thankfully not standing in ruins. This deep in the forest? The carriage came to a stop, and the coachman climbed down, signaling with his chin for me to get out. Thank you very much. You must be tired after such a long journey. This is the mansion I'm looking for, yes? But the driver didn't even acknowledge me, getting back on the carriage and setting off into the forest. He seemed to want to get as far away from here as quickly as possible. The music is really loud for me. I'm glad I turned it down for you guys, because he could have said something. Oh well. That was about all I could say anyway. Oh well. I couldn't blame anyone for my being here, or for his wanting to get out. I should get going, I guess. Getting a better look at it, the house's windows were, strangely enough, all shuttered. It was probably dark as pitch inside. Does no one live here? But if that's the case, then why was I placed my hand on the front door. Such a big door. What if I couldn't get in? I had no idea what else there was in this area. If the door didn't open, then I would die out here in the forest. I've come to accept much, but I was not ready to forfeit my life yet. Please open. It's not locked, I guess. The door was heavy, and though it seemed to protest my attempts to enter, it still opened much easier than I was expecting. I was worried over nothing. Looking in, I got the strangest impression that light was being swallowed up into the mansion's depths. Rather than going inside, it felt as though I was about to step outside the boundaries of this world. When I closed the door, it was so dark I couldn't even tell where I was walking. I wonder if the window's open. Though I managed to fumble my way over to a window, it was tightly shuttered, and the shutters caked with rust. I was probably not getting it open without a fight. Darn. Not a hint of light. I couldn't even see my hand waving in front of my face. Damn, that's scary. It felt as though the floor would fall out from under me, and I would sink into eternal darkness if I didn't watch my step. Fighting back that fear, I slowly walked forward, tracing the wall with my hand. There was a door at the end of a long corridor. I pulled it open, and a wisp of bone-chilling air brushed past me. It was too dark to see anything, but I could feel something different present in the area than the rest of the house. Uneasiness gripped me. Hello? Is anyone there? Please don't tell me it's actually abandoned. I suppose I can't know without looking around a bit more. My voice simply disappeared into the void. No response. As I pushed forward through the freezing air, for a split second I spotted a shimmer of light. Squinting my eyes, I was able to make out a large window. Unlike the others, it wasn't shuttered. What do we have here? Drapes? I see a little light beyond. My chances were slim, I imagined, but if there was even a slight possibility of getting some light in here, it was worth a shot. So I pulled open the drapes. There's the church. The next moment, faint but colorful light shone down upon me. It was a stained glass window. From beyond the glass, I could hear the subtle pitter-patter of rain. It had finally started, it seemed. The different colors of light blended into a milky white, dim but wondrous. It's so pretty. It looks like an angel. Why would someone cover this up? It's beautiful. A little more light, it'd be...
Please do not touch the drapes.
I'm guessing this is Michel.
Or the windows.
Suddenly I heard a voice, and I could sense someone else in the room. The man's voice was emotionless, neither deep nor high. Before long, he came into view, illuminated by dull orange candlelight. There he is! I'm sorry for coming in uninvited, but, I did announce myself. The man stood there, practically blending in with the darkness. Had he been there the whole time? He was staring straight at me. His gaze wavered slightly, but not enough for me to read anything in it. Then again, I could hardly make out any detail at all under the light of a single candle. Is this, your mansion?
It is.
Oh, thank goodness. I was afraid it was deserted.
I suspect you would have preferred if the house were abandoned.
Oh, not at all. I would be scared to death staying in this dark mansion all by myself. I'm sorry. No ill will intended. But I do think it could use to do with some light. That way you could see where you were walking. And I'm sure this room would look splendid illuminated.
Not necessary. I make do perfectly well as things are.
Well, at least now we get to see them fall in love all over again, but judging by what she was saying, that their end is way, way more tragic here. Oh boy. How can you see when it's so dark?
I have an abundance of candles and oil for lamps. I am not in want of means of creating light.
I'm guessing he doesn't really have cursed blood, does he?
It is not your place to criticize my lifestyle. If you need light, you are free to leave. If you are in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture.
Oh my god, so some of the phrases are the same.
There's a village not far from here. Trade it for food, then make your way to a larger town.
I'm no longer able to freely return to the city. I cannot go back there. Please don't chase me out. Do they still think she's a witch, but she doesn't have white hair? And she looks so beautiful. Did she commit some crime or something?
I see. And do you ask this of me, aware of how people refer to this mansion? They say that a witch lives here. Not merely a witch.
A cursed witch.
If you remain here, you too shall likely suffer your own destruction.
You're worried for my well-being? But you're not. My mind is made up. I was sent to this cursed witch's mansion to atone for my transgressions back in the city. So she is some kind of criminal. I wonder what she did. Did she steal something? Did she kill someone by accident? Was she framed for a crime? Maybe she's innocent. It didn't matter what lived here. I had no choice.
Which will strike you first, I wonder? Regret or the curse?
You seem to be doing just fine. It's only a tale.
The witch is real, very much so. It is not a legend nor a fairy tale. The witch.
The witch's name was Morgana.
Is me.
Now why is he saying that? Yes, that was our first encounter. It was nothing flowery or dramatic. It was rather laced with suspicion and wariness. We knew nothing about one another, And I had no interest in changing that. But nonetheless, that was where it all began. Where my history with her commenced. Yep. Yeah, the master is Michel. The woman had jade eyes. Open wide, they glimmered like jewels in the light shining through the stained glass windows. She is so beautiful. Open wide, they glimmered like jewels in the light shining through the stained glass window. She seemed to be at a loss for words. You know what? Now I can kind of see the resemblance between her and the maid, actually. Right here. Like, her facial features are a bit different, but she has the same hair color and hairstyle. And, I can kind of see that she's the maid. I wasn't lying per se. The rumor said a witch lived in this house. And I was the only one who filled that criteria. Thus, said rumors could be interpreted to be talking about me. Even though he's a guy. After staring at me dumbfounded for a few moments, the woman suddenly burst into laughter. Yeah, I was thinking you were kind of scary, and it's actually quite funny.
What?
I never would have guessed you were someone to tell such a ridiculous joke with a straight face.
I wasn't.
You don't look at all like a witch. I mean, it's dark and I can't really see, but you seem to me like a rather handsome man. Yeah, he's like freaking, straight up Bishonen. He's Sephiroth minus the creep factor.
The word witch.
The word witch has broader meaning than just a woman who practices magic. Any unholy person with cursed powers, man or woman, can be considered a witch. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yep. I think I get what you're trying to say. But my mental image of a witch is definitely more of a woman. So you're not a witch. Oh, she's so cute! To tell you the truth, I didn't know who might be here, which had me rather scared. But I think I can make this work.
What do you...
It's a pleasure to meet you, Master. Oh my god, this is where it starts.
Master.
I was sent here from your old home. I was an Abigail for your mother, but, well, I might have made a little goof. I froze the moment the word left her mouth. Home. It rattled around in my skull, shaking up terrible memories and almost brought me to my knees. Why, after all these years, were they reaching out to me now? And not even sending someone to bring me back, just sending someone. To what end? For what purpose have they shipped an Abigail out to this remote mansion? What was my mother thinking? Was this another one of her attempts to break my curse? Okay, so he's still cursed.
What do you mean you made a little goof?
My voice came out weak. I did my best not to let it show on my face. It was a teensy tiny little mistake. Nothing you need to concern yourself with.
What did Mother say about me?
Well, it was actually your father who told me to come here. I never really spoke to your mother much.
Father sent you.
I know that's surprising since I was an Abigail, but what you gonna do? That made even less sense. Why would he have? Did Father even know I was here? No, if he had known, I would have been... Who was this woman? And what was her goal in asking to stay here? Well, there you have it. I'll be here for a while. If you need me for anything, do not hesitate to ask. I'm confident I can handle most everyday tasks. Now, where should I begin? Oh, I know. Are you hungry, Master? Food? I can't imagine you eat much, being as skinny as you are. He's not skinny! Look at this guy! He is burly and badass. You've seen the frame on this guy. I turned my back on her without responding. No matter what her goal was, she had been sent from that house. There was no way anything good could come from that. And there was no way I could live with someone who had ties to them. I prayed that she would take the hint, give up, and leave. Master! And so I kept on ignoring her. Oh my god! Master! Master! I ignored. Master! I ignored her. Master! What would you like for supper?
Nothing.
But failed, spinning back and shouting. Her eyes went wide, and then she gave a sheepish giggle. I glared at her as she fidgeted uncomfortably. Eating is one of the most basic human needs. So, if you're hungry, you should really eat.
I said I didn't want.
That's not what your stomach is saying, Master.
What was that sound?
Must you ask? That's not a very polite thing to ask a lady, you know.
Huh.
You know, it was a long trip, and all I had to eat on the road was dried fruit. I felt like I was some kind of animal. So, what I'm trying to say is that I'm hungry. That wasn't the sound. Oh, that was her stomach. I thought that was Michel's stomach. Okay. That wasn't the sound of her stomach growling, was it? I thought lightning had struck in the distance. Oh my god! And would like some supper.
The kitchen is at the far end of the hall on the first floor. There's food in the cellar. Help yourself to any of it.
Thank you so much. I honestly feel like I haven't eaten in days, and I'm about to die of starvation. Oh, and I shouldn't need any help finding it. I plan on exploring the house anyway. It's rather exciting being in a new place.
Oh, damn it, that did not go as planned. Oh well, she can do what she pleases. I'll have nothing to do with it.
Oh, Master, are you shooting at what?
No.
Master. Master.
What is it now?
My name is Giselle. It's a pleasure to meet you. And your name, Oh, Master, you! I actually left the room that time, making my way back to my chambers. At some point, I would seriously have to chase her out. Especially considering she had come from that house. Seriously, David Loman, she is so adorable. Yeah, Michel kind of hates his family. Okay, so basically Michel is the master. And the white-haired girl was actually... But then how does the rest of the thing with the white-haired girl fit in? But regardless, I was not terribly fond of her. Wait a minute. Wait. And we're switching perspectives back and forth. Wait. my god. No way. No way! No fucking way! Oh my god. Michel. This is a crazy ass theory you can all laugh at me for saying. This is a crazy ass theory. Michelle is the white-haired girl. That would fit the stories. He was reincarnated in a girl's body for some reason. And he did meet the maid, but he, like, was that part of the witch's curse? That he was reincarnated in a girl's body each time? Because he has white hair. And didn't he say that he looks similar to the white-haired girl? But why was he reincarnated as a girl in all those... And he met the maid, but it was like a cruel twist of fate or something, that she was how she was, and that the witch kept the maid's body as it is, as Giselle. I think that Michelle was referring to the white-haired girl in Door 4 specifically. In that case, David Lohman. Because think about it, her sprite never showed up. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think that's it. I think that's it. The witch must have cursed that they met in each subsequent life, and that's why she doesn't want him to get out of wherever he is, because he's going to be stuck in the girl body again. Oh my god. That's gotta be it, isn't it? Anyway, I'm probably just brain blasting out here. Like, this is probably not true. So, you can say, oh, look at Collider, look at her crazy ass theories. But the witch does seem like really bitchy enough to do that. I didn't really understand Michelle. But that was probably because we were still essentially strangers. Having been sent to the mansion as reparation for my mistakes, I wasn't sure who I might find there. But I was tentatively convinced he wasn't a terrible person. He didn't do anything to me except stay away. Michel spent most of his time in his chambers. Misha told me never to enter under any circumstances, so we rarely encountered one another in the halls. For that reason, I made an effort to be kind and cheerful on the sporadic occasions we did cross paths. I figured if I kept that up long enough, he would eventually warm up to me. And his new housemates, being able to enjoy our time together, was obviously preferable to the alternative. If I did manage to break the ice, I hope we would be able to do some talking. About the mansion, about him, about me. I just had to keep working at it. Michel didn't need me to take care of him. He handled his own day-to-day needs and activities by himself. And in fact, he didn't ask me for anything. An aristocrat who had no use for his servant. I hadn't met anyone like him before. All right then. That meant about all I could do was clean. I wasn't sure how his room looked, but the rest of the house was, quite frankly, an absolute disaster. The dust was so heavy it was obvious it hadn't been touched in years. Let's get started. It couldn't be healthy to live in these conditions, so I set out to clean each room in the house one by one. That said, it wasn't going to be an easy task. Not because I was bad at cleaning. In fact, I considered myself quite good at it. But because it was near impossible to find all the dust and grime that needed cleaning under the flickering light of a candle. I can't understand how anyone sane can live in the dark. What's wrong with him? Maybe he's actually a vampire. Well, I mean, he does look like one. Oh god, wouldn't that be something? I can see it now. Him sneaking out every night to suck the blood of pretty girls. Priceless. I mean, you know, he looks like Alucard. Ah, that means I'm in trouble. Look at me, Miss One Moment. Oh god, Giselle is MVP here, seriously. Look at me, Miss One Woman Comedy Show here, yep. I'm so glad I gave her my voice. If I am able to get him to warm up to me, though, maybe that'll give me a little more room to make some changes. I wonder what Giselle's crime was. Her personality is just so sweet, seriously. Just really so sweet and adorable. Like opening some windows. No light and no fresh air. No thank you. Anyway, my god. I set the candlestick down, pulled over a chair to stand on, and started wiping down the shelf. Absolutely, David Lohman. I love Giselle. She's so cute. The chair's legs seemed to be uneven, as it wobbled slightly beneath me. So many books. I wonder if they all belong to him. I knew parchment was expensive, so it's rather astonishing seeing this many stacks of it all in one place. There were even some books with bulky, extravagantly decorated covers. He does come from an esteemed family. I'd spent enough time at his family's house, with the constant bustle of servants and guests. The exact opposite of what this mansion was like. Why had he left his home? What had he done to be sent all the way out here, to this remote mansion with a less than savory reputation? Need to be careful not to overstep my bounds. I'm a servant now. Wait, she wasn't a servant before? A servant. But once this thought had crossed my mind, I couldn't get it out. I'd always had a bad tendency to chase my curiosities as soon as they struck, pushing to scratch the itch no matter how much my actions annoyed others. I couldn't do that here, though. I was simply a servant, and if I got on Michel's bad side, I risked getting thrown out. I wonder what kind of books he's gotten here. So I attempted to distract myself. I grabbed one of the books and attempted to pull it out. What? But the strings binding the parchment must have gotten tangled in the back. Whoa, 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 whoa! Because the books on either side tilted back with it. Ah! And then the entire row came crashing down on top of me. She's such a goofball! Oh, for Christ's sake! I'd fallen off the chair and a downpour of books were still coming down on me. A mountain of dust with it. Seriously? Holy shit, my god, she has my fucking mannerisms. Seriously, 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 seriously.
What are you doing?
What? Suddenly, Michel was there, looking down on me from a little ways away. There was, as usual, not much I could read from his expression, but I could hear a vague trace of exasperation in his voice. I was doing some cleaning and...
Impressive work.
I'm usually better than this! It's just so dark, mistakes should be expected, you know, yada yada. I really think if we should open some windows, Master. Please, for our safety's sake. Get some light, some air blowing through here. My God! She's serious! She's like a fucking comedian here.
I never asked you to clean anything. You did this entirely yourself.
But there's so much dust! It can't be good for you.
I am perfectly healthy. I don't see the problem.
Had he even seen himself? I don't know, Giselle. Look at him. Seriously, look at that. I think he looks pretty goddamn buff. I don't think he looks skinny at all. Okay. No way someone that skinny was perfectly healthy. Oh. This is another bestia situation, isn't it? Oh my God. Did he... Wait. Does he... I mean... Wait. Does his original body... Does he not look like this? Is she not seeing him like this?
You look like you have something to say.
He can make out my face in this darkness? You know, I wanted to be youthful and cleaning is about all I can do here, so, you know.
I was sensing something else, but all right.
He let out a sigh, stepped over towards the pile of books, and then reached his hand down for me. I suddenly felt a pang of embarrassment about the fact that I was still splayed out on the floor. But I raised my hand up to take his, only for him to pick up a book instead. Okay, now. Yep, now we know why this is true. You could at least help me up,
You have legs.
he said, casually returning the book to the top shelf. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was a terrible person. So, Master, are all these books yours? Giselle asked, not a trace of remorse visible on her face, despite having made a mess of the room she was supposedly trying to clean. I gave a curt nod. Really? That's impressive! I must have been hard work getting them all in here, huh? There's got to be 100 books here. You could fill a whole carriage at least. It's like you got your own personal library. She had been pouting only a few moments earlier, but her smile was back in short order. Her jade eyes were like little balls of curiosity, glittering in the faint candlelight. I was not particularly fond of overly expressive, rather overly curious women. How long is there until the end of the chapter, Oe? Did they not care that they trampled uninvited into other people's personal spaces? I think it's lovely that we get to see them fall in love again. Were they not even aware that their actions were invasive? I averted my gaze from hers. Oh, yeah, then I'll just stop when the chapter ends. Apparition. That's fine.
I receive roughly every month.
Ah, I see. Wait. She turned back towards the shelves. I presume she understood the implications of what I just said. Of the fact that there were nearly 100 tomes here, and I received only one a month. Giselle fell silent. I couldn't blame her if she thought my circumstances, or my family, or my life bizarre. But I didn't care what she thought of me. In fact, it was to my advantage for her to be uncomfortable. I just needed her to stay quiet and keep her nose out of my business.
There's more than I thought.
I said not to her, but to myself. I had no reason to count the passage of time anymore. Only the book serves as a record of how long I had been here. 121!
What?
There are 121 books! 10 years and 1 month!
You were counting.
I thought she had just sheepishly gone quiet. What an inscrutable woman. You've been here in the mansion for that long? All by yourself? The truth was, there have been times when I wasn't alone. Really? But Giselle had no need to know that. Really? There were other people there?
You already know the answer.
A look of pity formed in Giselle's eyes. Enough. I never asked for her sympathy.
I am here by choice.
You mean you weren't banished here? No restraint, this woman.
No. I came here of my own volition.
Really? That's really interesting. Why, though? I didn't care enough to elaborate, though. Picking another book off the floor, I brushed the dust off its cover. It was a gaudily decorated tome. And that's a very fancy book, isn't it? But apparently Giselle was unable to take a hint. What's it about? I let out a sigh and opened to no page in particular, sticking the book out toward her. She was a servant and a woman. There was no way she could read. Well, I guess in that day and age. Let's see here. This land is hardly suitable for cultivation. Oh, so I guess she's nobility in some way then. If she was educated. It can only produce over sour grapes. I would probably get more out of it if I tore down the fields and made it into a market. Sounds like a lord's diary.
You can read.
I was caught slightly off guard. It was rare for a noble woman to be able to read and write, let alone a servant. Was she truly what she claimed to be? I had someone teach me. So, is this book any interesting?
It's dull, worthless tripe. I can't imagine why anyone thought it was worth binding.
Tough crowd. But it's not very often you get to see a lord's diary. Jeez! My god, look at this! She is so fucking cute! I am rather curious what kind of things he griped about. Lord or king, what value was there in another's grumbling? The grumbling can be funny, I think. I think complaining is very funny if you say it in the right tone. To the chagrin of my significant other, but I've learned that when they get confused by my tone, I'm just trying to make a joke about complaining about shit. I just say it in the Erica voice, and then they get that it's a joke. There was no knowledge contained within that book. Just emotions, unsightly scribbles. And there was nothing more exhausting in this world than being emotional. Well, that's not true. I think being emotional is what the whole point of life is. At least for me, that's not for everybody.
If you want to read it, be my guest.
That wasn't my intention, but alright. Once I've got this whole mansion cleaned, I'll read it.
I told you don't have to clean.
Oh, I've got an idea, Master. If you're interested, maybe we could read together.
Did you hear a word that I just said? It's dull, worthless tripe.
Still, you might see it differently if you read it with someone else. And I'm sure there are some books you would enjoy, Master.
You're wasting your time.
The suspicion and restraint budding between us was trite and insignificant at that point. She was still smiling after all. If I had been able to maintain that distance, then perhaps I wouldn't have ended up hurting her. Is this the chapter break you were talking about, Apparition? I just want to be, yeah. Stop here? Okay, good. Here we go. Okay, yeah. These two are adorable, but It looks like we might get an even more tragic ending for these guys, if it's any indication. Oh god, if it's any indication of what the secret text in the fourth drawer was saying. Oh, thank you, David Lohman. I agree. This was probably one of my favorite Fata Morgana streams. I am loving this game. I am truly loving this game. This story is amazing. Okay, you guys. Until next time, I will say, which is in 2 days, by the way, tomorrow more Higurashi, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.